Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. It's clayrammage, back again with another Goodwill bins haul, and this is a big one. I found lots of stuff today. I'm excited about several of the items for sure. So yeah, excited to show you guys what I found today. Anyway, I'm getting all distracted here about all this stuff. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Thank you so much. We do a lot of thrift hauls on here. I go to the Goodwill bins, garage sales, occasionally the thrift stores. Actually, I have not been doing much at the thrift stores just because it's garage sale season in Minnesota. We got to take advantage of that because a few months it's going to be over. Probably less than a few months. And so we have to utilize those when we can. And then, so yeah, but mostly I go to the Goodwill bins once a week and stock up. So today I stocked up on some good stuff. I think I sell through eBay and through an antique store, so if there's something you're interested in, just shoot me an email if you don't see it in the eBay store, and we can work out getting it listed for you. So let's just hop right in here. I'm trying to decide where the best spot to start, and I'll just start right here to my left. I picked up this. It's a Christmas pop-up book, which is really cool. There's another one. It's got different scenes in it. Second of Three Spirits. Oh, so it's the, I didn't even look. It's a Christmas Carol, Charles Dickens Christmas Carol pop-up book. I bought this, I don't know if it's worth anything or not. I bought it more for personal use, honestly. So I just like pop-up books. This one I also bought for personal use. I bought this for my lovely honey bun, Cindy. She, both of us love wildlife, and this one talks about the rainforest. But look at these. It's a pop-up book as well, but they're just got, and then it describes each creature on there. So it's really cool. Over 40 hidden animals we have to look for. So again, not for resale necessarily, but for personal use is why I picked them up. Not to say we wouldn't sell them, but I also, speaking of books, after my incredible haul last week, I actually didn't hardly even get to I went to one book bin, but this book was in the regular household bin. It is a Robert Browning second series, the Handy Volume Classic. So it's supposed to be a series. There was only one in the series that was there. And there's the title page is missing. So I don't know when this one is from. But again, I pick up these older books anytime I find them at the bins because I'm paying by the inch. So I paid 30 cents for this. And if it doesn't have much individual value, I package them up into multiple, like red books or this size book, and sell them as more of a decorator item. And then I was excited to find some Tupperware. Vintage Tupperware actually sells pretty good at our antique store. So I found a couple, the old kind of olive green Tupperware dish, and then there's this more brighter green Tupperware dish. So that was exciting to find. Don't see that too often. I found there was also a bunch of lids, but no bowls, so I didn't pick those up. Other thing, I worked at the Pink Elephant on Friday with the owner Brock, and it was cookie cutter day. We sold more cookie cutters that day. It was just amazing to different people. It wasn't even like it was just one person buying a lot. But I found a bunch of cookie cutters. Like that's a rabbit, that's a copper one, a large copper one. Here's an apple. So, and a snowman. Some of them are not very exciting. Christmas tree with the rubber grip on it. I don't even know. I didn't even look through all of these. There's a big heart. Ooh, that's a big heavy one. Nice heavy metal. Stainless steel. There's a big copper star. Now I have had the, ooh, nice catch, Clay. Had the copper Martha Stewart cookie cutters, which I found at the bins also that I sold, and they sold really well. There's a whole bunch of little apple cookie cutters too. So there's a nice hodgepodge of cookie cutters. Found a couple baggies of little things. These are some little Dalmatian ornaments, some Christmas jewelry. So I'll put those in little lots. This was kind of fun. It's a vintage police helmet. It's a toy helmet, but if you look at the straps in here, it does look like the Army helmet straps even. I have not looked this up. HLG company. Probably should. And based on just looking at it, it looks, well, you know, in one sense, I'm like, is it a toy? In another sense, I'm thinking it might not be. It seems to be a fiberglass hat, if you look at the interior. Anyway, I'm sitting here trying to process while I'm talking to you, but it looks more, I don't know. If you guys know anything, recognize the symbol, let me know. Thinking it might be a real hat, might not be a toy hat. Speaking of hats, there was also this horse riding hat, a vintage hat. It's got a nice lining. Somebody did write their name across the top of the padding there. Oh, there's a name on the top of that. Oh, sorry. So yeah, so a nice hat. They tried to sell it at the store for $6, didn't sell. It's missing the strap, it's broken off, but that's okay. I think there's still a good market. It's a nice velvet hat. So there's a lot of horse riders, horse activity in this area. So yeah, we'll try it out. I also found this box of vintage Christmas ornaments. They're shiny bright ones. This one is just a hand painted one. Well, part of it's a decal, part of it's hand painted, so it's kind of a handcrafted one. But there's the shiny brights in here. Oh, there are a couple other vintage cookie cutters that ended up in here, and there's Santa Christmas ones. Those in that bag. But here's one of the Christmas ornaments. It's marked shiny bright on the top, made in the USA. So there's this green one also marked shiny bright. You know, these are just the plain ones, they're not the colored ones, and it's really stuck in there. A number of these were broken, so I had to clean them out. But sometimes the box alone is worth quite a bit of money, so people look for the vintage boxes. The other thing, if you guys watch my channel very much, I pick up tissue paper at the bins. I wrap everything that I ship in tissue paper, and I pick it up at the bins because, again, I paid 25 cents for this whole lot. And yeah, so that's just something I do. All right, so I picked up a number of heavy items. My total bill today was $62. I haven't spent that much in the bins for a long time. But part of it is pieces like this. This is a Francoma warmer. So you put the crock pot, not a crock pot, but like a casserole dish on top. You put a little burner, tea light candle, whatever, on top, you know, in here to keep your dish warm. So, and this is not a, you know, overly expensive item. This is probably a $20 to $25 piece of Francoma ware, but it's not that common, so I thought I would grab it real quick. And then I picked up, I've been selling a number of vintage die-cast cars down at the Pink Elephant, so there were several here that I picked up. Again, all of these are just small dollar items. I like to have a good variety at my booth of different things, you know, and I'm figuring out exactly what seems to sell well and have a fairly quick turnover. Small cars like that seem to do well for me. I typically price them about $3 to $5, depending upon the size, depending upon the car, and that kind of stuff. But yeah. And then for all you cat lovers, I picked up this. Aren't they darling? Needs a good dusting. But it's Willie and Nuschler Robertson, first edition, 1999, featuring the artwork of Lowell Herrero, Lang and Wise. So, never heard of this. Just thought the cats were very cute, so I grabbed that because cats always do well. And then picked up, I don't know why, sports figure, Mr. Roethlisberger. He this bobblehead, there's one that's sold for $60, but this guy needs a good clean. Looks like somebody spilled coffee on him. And, you know, obviously he doesn't have a box or anything like that. So, I'm $20, $25 is probably what I will list him for, just to move him along. There's a number of them listed, a lot of them still new in the box. I found this antique alarm clock. It's a Pilot brand, which I'd never heard of. And it does work. I wound it up. It works. So I was excited about that. And again, that's a nice item for the pink elephant. Another set of kitties. These are Ardco, made in Taiwan. No chips or cracks. So that's part of the reason I grabbed them too. There's a whole bunch of little cat figures that I grabbed. But the exciting stuff is coming up. I'll get to that in a minute. I was excited about some of it. I found this. It's a vintage Atari controller. I have no idea if I can even test this, so I will probably just throw it out there and see if it sells. But it looks to be in great condition. I could, oh, it's got batteries in it. The light turns on, so that's a good sign. So it's dated 2002, so it's almost 20 years old. That's pretty amazing. So I will list that. The other electronic I picked up was this remote. I decided what I'm going to do with the remotes because I don't know, I don't like having to list them individually. Maybe I should. I'll look this one up to see if it's got any value individually. But otherwise, I'm just going to put them in a lot. I just did that with, I had 3 iPods I picked up. And again, they hardly weigh anything. So when I buy them at the bins, I can do it one of 2 ways. And usually the cashiers are pretty flexible. If I want to pay by the pound, I can just leave it in the cart. If I want to pay it for as an electronic, I can do it that way. So sometimes they're strict, sometimes they're not. So if I, you know, so it's either $1 or less I pay for them. So I put the 3 out there for $9. They sold almost immediately. And the shipping is easy. I put on there untested, so they just go. So picked up these vintage stickers. These were bought at the Ben Franklin store, which tells you they're a little vintage. 1978 Garfield, and then the 2 Disney Mickey babies, and then just the regular Mickeys. So I thought those would be fun with Christmas coming up. Somebody might be interested in those. I picked up this. This is an Enesco Matryoshka doll with, I haven't even looked at the inside. So this, oh yeah, it's got different animals. So it's kind of like a Noah's Ark kind of thing. So there's the lion, the elephant, panda? I don't know. How many more do we have? Oh, that was the last one. So now I got to try to put it all back together. So yeah, there's 4 of them in there. More than likely there was more originally. Oh, I just noticed the top is all chipping off too. So I don't know. I thought I would give it a whirl. This one I bought as a present for someone. This is a nativity scene in a box. You might say they're all attached. This is made in Peru. Marked on the bottom. So yeah, so I bought this as a gift for someone that I know. I picked up this vintage sewing box. A lovely green color. But part of the reason I did was because it has thimbles. And this one I think is a sterling silver thimble. It's very ornate. It's marked size 8. I have to look closer. Oh yeah, there it is, 925. It's marked in the very top of it. And again, thimbles sell fairly well. Here's the little strawberry that goes with the tomato pin cushion. And so yeah, so there are just this various little items in the drawers. That's the reason I picked that up. Then I picked up a number of these figures. These are Tom Clark gnome figures. And there's this one, which is called Gator. And again, these sell. There's quite a collector's market for some of these. This one's called Telly. He's sitting on top of the television. All of these are quite dirty, so I'm gonna have to spend some time cleaning them. This one's called Galina or Galina. Just a little like onion head. Then there's this one, which is probably the largest one. I don't know, does she even have a name on here? She should. Oh, this one has paper attached to the bottom of it. I'll have to take a look at that and see. Oh, she's got a coin at the base. That's kind of cool. And then, let's see, we got the mouse. Ariel, this one's called. 1978. So, no, this one's called Rat. I'm so confused. This one has a lot of markings on it. Usually they don't. So that one I'll have to take a closer look at. And this one's the chocolate lady. I don't know what she's called, but yeah, I can't read it. But yep, got lots of chocolate. She does, she does. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 figures I picked up. And yeah, they're all in great shape. So that's why I grabbed them. Okay. This is one of the higher dollar items I got. It's outside my normal venue or genre, or it's Hulk Hogan. And this one is a 1985 Titan Sports. It's the 16-inch figure. Some of these sell for, like there's one listed or sold for $110. This particular one will not, because he's got some condition issues. I'm going to see if I can't clean up a number of these marks on there, but he does have paint loss and condition issues. But still, you know, he can be a $40 to $50 item, I think, in as is condition. So that was a good find. I also found, this is pretty exciting, I love this, it's a ship in a bottle, and it's got, somebody made a little cap for it, and this has FL on the flag, so I'm not exactly sure what that means. There isn't a name on the boat to know what, you know, if it's a specific ship or not, but it's got multiple, you know, it's got 4 mainsails and such. So I'll have to, these sell typically as decorator items from, you know, $20 on up. So this was a good find to me in that little bottle. I also found this teddy bear, and the reason I picked him up is because he's got this tag on it that says Teddy Bear Artists Association Member Collectors Series. So these were created by a specific person, and it says the name of the Teddy Bear Artists Association Collector Series. So Mary Thiel and Craig Thiel was the assistant. So they were the makers of this bear. My name is Brian. Oh look, it's even got his name in there. So I have to look him up. I did try to look up some of these bears just to see if they're worth very much, but I didn't really find much. But I didn't look up this particular brand or the makers. So then we're coming down to the end here, folks. So found a little Sylvester figurine, Sylvester on a star. So again, those things I priced like $1.99 to $2.99, put them down to Pink Elephant. But I did find Mr. T, the Rock'em Sock'em boxing version. Now, he's, the little boxing mechanism here needs to be reattached. So that's why he's not really working. He hits himself. So I need to fix that a little bit. And I have no idea what he would be worth. He's not marked as far as a company or anything like that. So, but I just thought that was hilarious. I thought he goes right along there with Hulk Hogan. 1980s, right? And that's, everybody's going back and forth on the 1980s. All right. So, one of the more expensive, so everything I'm going to show you cost me $7.50. I weighed it out. I bought a bunch of silver flatware. Now in this case, these are all silver plate, and these are all monogrammed with a C, which I thought was awesome. These are dessert forks, and these are out by Alvin. So, but, and then they also have matching knives, dessert knives, and then there's some other miscellaneous ones, like this very decorative spoon. That would be called a sugar spoon, typically. And if you haven't, you can check out, I have a video on flatware, identifying the different uses and that kind of stuff, so you can check that out. So yeah, there's just a bunch of different silver plated flatware. And then this was also, it was all in one great big Ziploc baggie. Well, some of it was loose, but I grabbed the whole baggie and put it all together. This is a little can opener and a spoon, and it says Sullivan Liquor Store, 28 North 6th Street in Minneapolis. So this is a local piece. So I'll sell this down at the Pink Elephant, since it's a local piece. But then I found some pieces of loose silverware floating around in the bin, and they were just floating around. And so I looked at it a little closer, and I noticed, number one, they're monogrammed, and then there's also the word Sterling. I don't know if you can see it on that one. I should be able to on this one. It says Sterling right there with some British hallmarks. So I have not been able to find this pattern yet, but I didn't spend much time looking at it. So I found some Sterling Silver Flatware. All of that is Sterling Silver Flatware. I was like, it's all the same style, all the same company, all the same monogram, and all marked Sterling. Just sitting in the bin. And there were tons of people passed it right over. So literally hundreds of dollars of silver sitting in the bin. I love the bins. That's one of the reasons I love the bins. So I haven't counted. There's the little dessert spoons. There's the forks. There aren't any salad forks. And then there's the knives. Now, the blades of these are stainless steel, but the handles are Sterling. They're marked as well. So yeah, so it's always good to check that stuff. The other thing I found, and I'm going to open it up on camera, but I found this isn't what I'm going to open up, but this is a Karl Malone card on a plaque, basketball player. I have no idea what it's worth, but I found this box and it's got baseball cards in it. I have no idea if they're worth anything. I know nothing about baseball cards. These are 1980s and 90s, it looks like, which I'm told they're not the most valuable because there's so many of them that were made during those days. But there's a box in here that hasn't been opened. 1991 Pro Set Football, it says. Let's see if that's what's in here. It does look like cards. And let's see. Nope, these are not pro football. These are more cards from 1987. There's just a large variety of different cards in here. Let's just see what else we can find, if there's anything special. But these are already all categorized together. 1987. These are, yeah. So I have no idea. I am not a baseball card guy. I'm not a sports guy, period, honestly. So, oh, that one. 1980s, 1990. So yeah, it looks like all of these are from the same era. Those are a little different. But I don't know that different is good. I don't know that different is bad. I don't know anything. So we'll have to do some research on these. Nice box of cards, along with all these other loose cards in here. And yeah. Oh wow, there's a whole bunch. So somebody donated their whole collection. So I think probably the best way would be to look at, see cards from the 90s, 80s, and 90s. What's the most valuable, and then just look for those. and then sell the rest as a lot, which I've done before. I'll sell a box like this for $10 to $15. And, you know, people love sorting through them and trying to figure out if there's good stuff or not. So, well, guess what, folks? That's what we got today. Pretty exciting, huh? Oh, one other thing. See that little globe? I got that today, too. But I'm going to use that for decoration and like in the back of photo shoots or that kind of stuff. So, anyway, thank you guys for watching. We'll catch you next time.